Well, good morning, YouTube. Guys, in today's project, we are gonna fix these stairs. You know, structurally, they're fine, but the handrail, it's pretty wobbly, pretty nasty, and they've been like that since we bought the house. My big problem with them is these stairs are only about 24 inches wide. They're pretty narrow, and when you're trying to carry something up and your arms are full, the post up here, you gotta turn sideways to get through them, and it's just awkward. Now, without removing the post, I can't really solve the problem, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the stairs over to here. We're gonna remove this handrail. We're gonna put a wider set of steps between these two poles and then just block this set off and remove them. That's the plan for the day. Michaela's here helping me today, and we're gonna get this started. All right, so we pulled out the existing handrail and we cleared out all the big rocks that were in the way. Now we're gonna start laying out our marks on where the new steps are gonna go. And once the steps are actually in place and they're secure, I will then go ahead and pull these steps down, but that way we've got a way in and out of the house until this project is at least done enough to walk up on it. I may not have all the handrails done because that'll be challenging to do with this in the way, but as long as the steps are there, we can walk in and out. Hi guys, and one thing we are changing with this stair step is if you look here, we have 5 steps going up from the ground on up to the deck. But if you look, the very top step is actually really just an extension of the deck itself. And I don't like that. So we're gonna go to a 4-step system. In order to do that, we had to build an extra ledger as a support. And of course, we had to level out where the stringers are going to land on these perspective pads. So not wanting this extension of a step there, because you see all it does is collect a bunch of junk and everything in there. So we're gonna eliminate the top step so that the next step down would become our first step. So over here, we've added the stringer to give us something to attach to. And we've cleared the whole area, and we have our landing pads for the 3 stringers to land on over here. And we've done our best I can to get those level. It's very tricky to do, but we're getting ready to start hanging stringers and putting stair treads on. All right, now we've got all 3 stringers in place and everything is looking fairly level. There's still a little bit of looseness between the stringers and the pads, but once the weight of the rest of the wood goes on there, I think it will firmly plant those, and I may have to come back and shim them later as they settle some, but all in all, making some progress. All right.
Can you put it there?
Tweaked a little bit, but well, guys, we kind of forgot to record while we were setting up our handrail. Had to do a little bit of reconfiguring because it didn't quite fit the way we wanted it to. In my head, my original design was the handrail was going to go up to the post, just like it does here. So I only bought 2 of these outer posts, but I totally forgot that these steps are only 48 inches wide, and the gap between the posts is about 58.5. Oh, look, our lights just came on. So we had to make a little provision. So what we did over here was, so we made a provision here by putting a block in. I had to use my second post here. So we can't get the other handrail done because I need to go buy 2 more posts. But all in all, we got it. We had to kind of pitch this angle differently because the porch here is on an angle and the steps are square to the porch, but these posts are square to the house, but the porch is on an angle. So, gonna have to get some longer lag bolts or something to put in there to really secure that to the post properly. But I don't have anything here long enough at the moment. But all in all, I think that half looks good. All we have to do is build another handrail on the other side and then remove the old steps. Unfortunately, by the time we go out now to get the rest of the stuff that we need, it's going to be too dark to finish this. So we're going to have to continue this tomorrow. But I think I'm going to go ahead and head out tonight to get what we need. That way I don't have to make a trip tomorrow. Well, good morning again, YouTube. All right, guys, it is day 2, and we're going to finish up this front porch stairway project. Sorry if there's noise in the background, but the kids have got some friends over, and they're riding 4-wheelers and dirt bikes and doing all kinds of other fun stuff. But I want to get this project done. Yes, if you remember yesterday, we had one handrail in and not the other. So today we're going to install the other handrail. But before I do, I want to replace these boards up here. As you see, we've got some yuckies here where water has been deteriorating it over years. And you can see that those planks don't run the same direction. So obviously they've been replaced since the porch was originally built. And I'm just going to put them back in the same direction. Otherwise I'd have to replace them all the way up. And I really just didn't want to get into that. But I want to stop this problem. But the new post is going to land on top of that right there. So I don't want to put the post in until I get these stairs out and get this replaced. The new stairs are functional. We've been using them to go up and down all yesterday evening and so far this morning. So we're going to get to it, tear this stuff out, replace these, and then build our handrail. Who doesn't love the sound of a 2-stroke first thing in the morning? All right, guys, so we're done with the demo. We got all the floorboards that were rotted out of here. This thing was just built so poorly. If you look here between this joist and the next joist back here, it's actually like 27.5 inches on center, and something like this should never really be over 24. And even 24 is a stretch for something like a deck that you can have a lot of people standing on and like doing cookouts and whatnot. If I were to build this from scratch, I would have used either 12 or 16 inch centers, but these are just kind of like an outrigger too. So you can see there's the main beam here. So it's really just there to support this up a little bit, but there was another block here, and like it basically almost fell out when we took the deck off. It just wasn't attached very well. Just very poor build quality from the people who built this original, which I don't know who that is. Also, you see this piece here, it's a little bit soft because it was holding so much water, but I think it's solid enough that once it dries out, it'll be okay. But if you look, there's a reveal here. It sets back in. I'm going to take another piece of 2x8. We're going to scab over top of it so that everything planes out properly. And hopefully, when it's all said and done, it'll look better. So I'm going to go through and structurally reinforce every single one of these little blocks that are coming off of that main beam there, so that when we put the new wood on, I know that's going on something that's actually secure. We got to put one in here because right now that's like a 40-inch center, and we're not going to do that. So I'll split the difference on there, mark where everything's at so we know where to screw down at, and then we'll start cutting the new planks to put down there. Another thing I'm going to do is you can see where these posts are here. So at some point I'm going to have to notch a deck board to go around this. So I'm going to go ahead and hang some dead wood on both sides of this so that there's good support everywhere where that cut's going to be. Because a lot of times that's where you start to see your warpage or your cracking when you've had to notch it for something like that. So we can do that around this post, and we're also going to do it around this post. You can see they've already got one, but there's nothing on this side, nothing on this side. Now, is it absolutely necessary to do that? Probably not. You're looking at such a small span. I don't think you're going to really have to do it. But we're talking about just nailing up a couple pieces of scrap wood that I've probably got laying here on the ground. It'll take 5 minutes of extra time to do it. And then I know that there's good support, and I can run a couple screws in there, and it'll help stop it from wanting to flex and maybe warp where those cuts are. All right, guys, so I got another support put back in here, and I even put a piece of fascia on the front here. Now, I reused the piece that we tore off only because then it matches and doesn't look like a new piece of wood. Look, even the rotted side matches up with the rotted side over here, like it was always there. All right, you can see I also got those deadwood hangers screwed on there and over here as well. So now we're going to measure our length from there all the way across and cut single length boards the full length. The old ones had a seam right here in the middle, which wasn't exactly right there where that block is, but we're going to do full length so there is no joint in the middle anymore. Well, guys, we have another complication. So we've laid the board down in place and it doesn't fit. The remaining deck boards here are so out of whack that look at this curve. As you can see, we're in here, but look, as this travels, look at the difference at that end. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to change our plan of attack. At this point, we either have to put a seam in the middle like they had done before. That way I can kind of compensate and kind of make an angle cut at the ends and kind of make them all point. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to change the direction of these so that they follow suit with the boards that are already in place, even though these are all 2x8. And what's already down here on the deck, some are 2x8s, some are 2x6. So none of the lines are going to line up properly. But then we'll just end up with a whole bunch of short pieces screwed in. And I think that's going to be the best way to do it. Well, guys, as you can see, change of plans. As we got to playing with it, some of that warp, I guess, was actually in the board that we were trying to use. So we corrected that on that first string, and then the rest of them just kind of laid in place. So we ended up going back to the original plan. It was a whole lot less cuts. We still had to notch around our posts here, but all in all, that is all done. The deck is repaired. Now we just have to build the second handrail and then reinstall the handrail up here where the old stairs used to be, out of the scrap piece that's there. And we call this project done. Well, guys, I think we got the project pretty much done. After we got it all together, what I did is I used some of these really long 8.5-inch headlock screws. And what I did is I ran it through the new post, through our spacer block, and into the old post. As you can see, they go in almost all the way through. So I use that where the top posts go in, and then the bottom posts, I use these 4.5-inch headlocks with the large heads on them through the back side of the stringer into the post. And now everything is really good, really tight and secure. We cut the new filler panel out of the old piece that we took out of there. It doesn't 100% match because of the dimension, but it's close enough. We have plenty of scrap firewood for the next couple of days for the burn barrel. But all in all, the steps are complete. You know, guys, this might be a really good time to mention that I am not a carpenter. It's not what I do for a living. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just kind of makeshifted it to work. So don't take this video as a how-to video by any means, because I'm working with really old crappy stuff and trying to do things the easiest way that I know how to do them. So definitely not the professional job as if you were to hire somebody to come out and do it, but it serves my purposes. It's safe. No one's going to fall through the rotted wood. The handrail isn't wiggling and bouncing all over the place. You know, especially when my mom gets here for Thanksgiving, for her to have something stable to grab a hold of to walk up the steps is definitely going to be beneficial for her. Hi guys, we're going to call this project done. Now, there's not a whole lot of daylight left, so for right now, it's going to be playtime until it's time for family dinner.
It can be cold in the mornings.
Johnny, I need you to tell me something. Has your brother
Well, guys, tonight's dinner was lasagna and Caesar salad. We ended up with a lot more people here for dinner than we planned on, but if you're at our house and we're having dinner, we will share our food with you.
Here you come. Hey, you better keep that camera going.
Well, guys, I think that's going to be it for Sunday at the Hallside house anyways. Got our weekend project done, building the stairs. We had a good time, rode some dirt bikes, had dinner together. So I think that's going to be it. Remember, guys, if you want some Amsel Adam t-shirts, go to the website and get them. And they're not going to last long. Sold 2 of them to the guys tonight that are out here. So, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.